Welcome back to Roach Education. This is Ed. Today we're going to be talking once more about SoFi, SOFI. Now in this video we're going to try to go on a little bit on the updates for this company rather than because there isn't much about this company that has been updated since my last video around a week ago. But we still have some good news overall and some things I do want to kind of clarify overall. So one of the most important things to kind of get in terms of this one is the full year 2021 guidance, which we should be expecting coming up anytime soon. And if you watched my last video, I did talk about it, that I do expect them to actually go ahead and at least meet, if not beat, the actual guidance that they have put up, which is a good thing for the stock price. But that is not really reflective to the current stock price. I believe my last video was back early on in the startup to drop, and currently it's on way to meet a new 52-week low. Hopefully that is not the case. But basically what you see here is a growth in adjusted net revenue going from 2018 around 241 million and increasing around 200 million for each year, except in 2021, where you do get to see that it might actually reach $1 billion in net revenue, which is amazing. Additionally, it's expected to be the first adjusted EBITDA positive year, as you get to see it went from 227 million in loss to 45 million in loss in 2020, and anticipated between 28 and 31 million positive adjusted EBITDA in profit. So that is all amazing. Now they do have Q4 guidance as well specifically, so there is a good chance that they do go ahead and meet it. You have to watch a bit of my last video where I did dive a little bit further onto this one. Now, on the latest news. Now, the last one we have was back in December, 15th of December, and it did talk about redemption of outstanding warrants. We did talk about this one and addressed these kind of concerns. And then they have as well redemption of fair market value in connection with redemption of its outstanding warrants. We also talked about that. But there's nothing coming in new ever since that kind of mid-December level. So it's been a bit quiet for the last month. If we were to take a look into the institutional buyers, we see SCH sponsors have changed their percentage of the company by around 24%. So they added around 4.8 million shares additional. So the previous shares was around 20 million. Now it's around 24.8 million. So that is a good increase, around 1/4 of their entire kind of hold additional. And it really shows that at least this institution body in December felt comfortable and confident about this one's growth. Now you do have two companies that in November, they reduced their shares, including Red Crow Capital, they reduced by 20%, and SoftBank Group Core around as well 20%. In terms of institutional buyers, you're able to see that there is more additions than selling by a lot. You see some shorts happening, but there is a good amount of institutional buyers that are carrying this one, as it seems that they are actually enjoying this company's profitability or want a piece of the pie. Now, in terms of E-Trade here, so there is a few things I do want to show. So short interest is low. It's around almost 10.6%. So it's not the highest I've seen. I've seen a lot higher. Price over sales, this is based on last year's earnings. So I can't wait to see the updated one. I do anticipate this fundamental value will actually improve quite a lot. The price over book is around 2.63, and this is actually under the SP 500 average of around almost 4. And in terms of profitability, this is again based on last year's metric, TTM. So TTM is a yearly kind of delayed one, so based on 2020 numbers, I do anticipate these will go positive in 2021, which would be really amazing for people that are looking on fundamentals and not really thinking about what it actually means. Now, overall, we don't have management effectiveness, but hopefully we'll get that as well in this year. If you enjoyed this video so far and you would like to see more contents like this, make sure to click the subscribe button on the bottom right corner and leave notifications button on. Also, don't forget to drop a like, and let's move on now towards technical analysis. Now, from a technical analysis perspective, this stock here, as you get to see in the MACD, doesn't seem to have a beat really in either direction. I mean, it is currently attempting a negative reversal, but really we're not seeing much strength to any kind of motion in either direction. In terms of momentum, we're able to see it's very much closer to zero, but it's a bit on the negative side. suggesting that there is a little bit of a pressure on this one in terms of the negative side, maybe a little bit of a downtrend, but nothing significant. The willing percent R, which is very similar to the relative strength index, showcases that this one is in fact oversold and really pushing on towards the selling side in terms of who has the power. It seems that actually buyers actually hold that power, getting it at a cheaper cost than sellers. So then there's more basically a supply than there is a demand at this level. The 80x here, you're able to see it's $24.95. Nothing really significant, not really suggesting a trend in either direction, and moving averages actually aren't looking that positive. They're more on the bearish side. Now, stochastic fast and stochastic slow, it seems to not really give you much of a message other than it's kind of trading sideways with a chance of it going either up or down, which is basically taking in an 8-ball at this point. Now, moving average bands. These ones are kind of sliding a bit downwards. It's not a massive of a slide, but it is decreasing. It's between around 1605 and 1313, but in the middle is 1459, but it seems to be not as bad of a slope as it was before, and it kind of stabilizing at this level, suggesting that, well, even though it's a bit of a downtrend, at least it wasn't as bad hurtling down. Now, in terms of Fibonacci retracements, we do have a few resistances. We're currently sitting at 1568, 1745, 1889, 2032, 2235, and 2495. Meanwhile, the support is around 1282. Now, from a price line action, we're able to see a significant support sitting closer to the 1329 and then 1317 and 1282. Resistances, we do actually have a few of them, starting off with the 1351, going upwards to 1398. Going higher to 1449, 1508, and then 1547, going to 1594, and then 1679, 1716, and then 1739, and then 1814, going higher to around 1906, 2016, 2110, 2263, and you get the point. Now, from analyst recommendation basis view, 3 days ago, it got a reiteration of around an $18 price target. So that is currently higher than where it is trading, around $13.30. It's around to be 30% higher or so. And around 18 days ago from Morgan Stanley, it has a buy $22 price target. That was reiterated. Another reiteration was by Roseband Securities 23 days ago. That was $28 price target. And lastly, Citigroup 25 days ago initiated coverage of a buy $20 price target. So what I'm seeing here is you got 6 buys and 2 holds in the last 3 months, giving an average from 8 analysts as a strong buy. The average price target is around $23.88. That's around 80% upside from where it is right now, with the highest being more than 100% upside at around $30. So almost around, I believe, 120% or so. Comes to the question, Ed, what do you think is happening here? Well, I do think that the lack of news in this kind of dynamic of stocks that really wants to get the hot sector in the stock market not really performing as uptrend as people wished it to be, with basically stocks only go up, and this one is definitely not benefiting it out of this kind of volatility that is a bit more in the downward direction. So this one is definitely a stock to kind of keep an eye on in the future. The fundamentals look a lot better this year, and I do hope by the new earnings, the 10K form, and the fourth quarter 10Q form, which is 10K, my bad, and 10Q forms. So the first is a yearly metric for the entire year. The second, the Q, is a quarter. And hopefully that will give a better image for a lot of people that are hesitant about this one, and will give us more information to see whether the stock will actually continue on being profitable and meet the guidance it's set for itself. What do you think is going to happen here? Make sure to down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like, and have a wonderful day. Now, if you're still here on this video, make sure to drop down below and join our Discord. We have a lot of different things going on, including, for instance, members that gives picks for free. It's not pump and dumps, we just things we think about, swings, etc. We also have really exciting bots. You can actually use those ones. For instance, we're just testing out this bot, for instance, that gives you Fibonacci resistance points, activities, etc. And we have a bunch of free things, totally free. We run on tips here, and you can ask me questions, suggest stocks, etc. It's a really nice community that has been growing up very fast at a very good rate, and it's totally free. If you would like to join that one, feel free to do so in the description below, and have a wonderful day.